Let us solve the exercise number 2 in the part B of networking lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to write a Java program to demonstrate the simple UDP datagram communication. I'm going to go to the NetBeans and I'm going to start working on this exercise. So the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to start a new project. Again, this is not really required. You can use the existing project and add the classes to it. But I'm going to create a new project just for the demonstration purpose. So click on the new project. Select Java. If you don't see Java with Maven or Java with something, just to select Java. That is, if you're using the old version, you will see it as just Java. Select the Java application here and then click on the next here and give proper name to your project. So I'm going to say this is UDP demo. You can give any other name also and ensure that you are saving at the proper location. So I'm going to click on the browse and I will go to the location that is generally specified by your teacher. Generally, it will be in a D drive. So they expect you to save everything in the D drive or any other drive for that matter. So just to select the drive where you want to save your project and then finish it off. This will be the default class that is generated by the NetBeans. But however, we will not be using this particular class at all. We will be creating our own classes. For that, we will go to the project. So click on this project, which is there on the left hand side. If the project is not visible, go to the window and you get the project. If this is the same option. Now you must ensure that you are there in your project. So the name of the project that I gave is UDP demo. Click on this arrow and it's going to expand. Click on the source package and it's going to expand. Click on the package which is there, it's going to expand, and you will notice that there is a class called as UDP demo, and this is the class which is there. Okay, but we will not be using that class. I'm going to click on this package and I'm going to right click and say new Java class. For those who don't see this new Java class, you have to take one extra step. You have to, if you don't find Java class here, when you right click and when you go to the new, if you don't find Java class here, take one extra step, click on the others and select Java and you find Java class. Okay, and click next. You are going to come here. Okay, whether you right click on the package and send new Java class, or whether you go to the other and do it, even if you take the extra step, finally you are going to come to this particular dialog box. In this dialog box, I am going to write the name of the class, and I will start with the client. So I'm going to say U and client. So just because it's a UDP exercise, so I'm going to just call it as a U client and U server. So for the server side, it is U server. For the client side, it will be U client. Finish it off, and then you have it the class with you. These remark statements will not make any difference in your life, so just delete them as of now. For the examination, they are not really required. Now let us create the static void main, because the client has to execute. So how to create this public static void main? So you just write a public static void main, so PSVM, and press the tab on your keyboard. That means we'll do the needful thing and it will add the public static void main for you. So just type PSVM and then press tab and you get the public static void main. Now, what is that we are supposed to do? So we have a client here, and I called this client as a U client, and it wants to communicate with the, let's say, U server, which is there somewhere. Okay, how can I do that thing? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a socket from here and send the packet via this socket to the server. So that is what is that's the only thing that I'm going to do. So this socket that I'm starting from my client to send the message to the server, this socket I'm going to use as a UDP socket. The reason why I'm doing UDP socket is the program itself says that you are supposed to use the UDP communication. So in naturally, I had to use the UDP socket to send the packet from my side to the other side. So how can I create a UDP packet? So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say datagram packet. You know very well UDP stands for user datagram. So I'm going to say UDP is a user datagram. So yeah, I say datagram. So I type data GRA and then hold the control and press the spacebar, control and spacebar. And when you do that thing, NetBeans will give you a lot of help. And I want the socket first. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to say I will use the datagram socket. And what is this particular class is doing? This class represents a socket for sending or receiving the data packet. So this is the one socket that I'm going to use it for my communication. So I will press enter here, and remember I have not typed it, I just press enter here, and the NetBeans will add the import statement for me. Okay, I will use the variable name as SOC. You can use any other variable. This is going to be the object name, and I'm going to say new. Again, I will not type it, I will press control space, control and spacebar, and the NetBeans will give you the option that you are going to instantiate the datagram socket, and I select it, press enter and semicolon, and then it's all over. So you got the socket. Then I'm going to send a message. I will not ask the user type a message and other things. I will just create a string variable, string, and I'm going to say this is message that I'm going to send, and what is the message I'm going to say is hello server. Okay. I will send the message hello server to the server. Okay, so this is like let me send a greeting to the server. And remember, you cannot directly think of sending the your data. You have to send in bytes. So whenever we are talking, you may like to send a floating point number. You may want to send the integer. You may want to send the characters. But for the network, everything is a set of bytes that you are going to send it. So the data that you are going to send is a set of bytes. Okay, so let us create an array of bytes, and we will use that bytes for sending it. Okay, so how do I create the array of bytes? So I'm going to say byte, and I will create the array here, and I'm going to say you can give any name. I will use the data because you are sending the data bytes, is it not? So that word will make it easier to do that thing. What is the size of this? So I will go to the message here. Remember, this is the message, and I will ask what is the length of this message. That many I am going to send it. So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to tell this message, okay, message, okay, whatever the person has typed in string, you convert it into bytes. So that is what is I'm going to say. So this particular method get bytes will encode the string into sequence of bytes. So whatever string that I've typed, I will convert that string into bytes. Okay, set of bytes, and then I will start transferring. So I will go here, and I'm going to just say, okay, convert it into set of bytes. So these two things is being done. Okay. Now let us try to find where is the server. So this part is over. So what you have done is you have created a client here. So this is your U client. Okay, you have opened the socket from here, and you have said that you are going to send the set of bytes from here. Now where is the server? So that question will come. Where is the server? You must know where is the server, is it not? So in other words, you must know the address of the server. Where is the when I say where is the server, where is the address of the server? Where do I send it? So how do I get that part there? So to send it, I'm going to get the address. So I will use the inet address. Okay, so just press control and space, type inet a and press control and space. And the NetBeans will say that, are you talking about inet address? Yes, I want this inet address. This class represents the IP protocol address. So you need to know the IP address of your server. So this will be a 32-bit address, and so on and so forth. You know the story about this. So I need to get the address. So when we talk about the networking, the IP address is generally used to locate the server. So I'm going to say IP address, press enter. You give any name. I will say that this is my server address. So even though I'm typing very lengthy name here, that is my server address. Okay. How to get the IP address? Remember, I'm not going to instantiate this one. So I will use the same class here, inet address. Okay. So inet address. Okay. And I'm going to put a dot. And I'm going to say I will get the address by the name, because I don't know the IP address of the machine. So my machine, I don't know what is the IP address, but I know that my machine is generally called as local host. Okay, that generally you know very well. Local machine, you just use the word local host. So determines the IP address of the host by the given name. So that is what I'm going to do, because I really don't know what is the IP address. I can always get the address by saying that this machine is called as localhost. You are familiar with that. So I got the address. Now somehow Java will go and take care of the address, and it's going to get the address. Now you have the socket. You have the socket here, and you somehow you got the address of the server. Now you need to send the datagram packets from here to the other side. So you need one datagram packet that you can send from one side to the other. So remember, even though this is you have a set of bytes, this bytes cannot be directly sent here. This byte is the payload that you are sending. Okay, and you need some header and some tail if it is at all required. Some packet has to be done. You have to send it as a packet. Say, suppose if you are sending a parcel. In that parcel, you must write the address. So you must put some tape and wrap it and make it as a packet and then send it. You can't directly courier an article or an item directly. Put some wrapper and then send it. And what is this wrapper that we are talking about? Is the datagram packet. So let me go here, and I am going to create a datagram. I type datagram and then press Control space. Okay. So datagram, and the NetBeans, because I just use the datagram a packet. So the NetBeans says that, are you talking about a datagram socket? No, I am not talking about datagram packet. I am talking about the datagram packet. So PACKET. Okay, I will type it and then press Control space, and the NetBeans will give you this one. Now, why NetBeans is not able to help you in this case is that you know very well you have a lot of typed exceptions which you are supposed to handle it, and the NetBeans is giving you warning message saying that, see, you are saying everything like ideal person. You are saying that there will be a socket and you will open a socket. You will get an internet address. You will use the data packet. This is all good. If everything is good and good, your program will work. But there can be bad things that can happen. When you open a socket, the socket may not, you may not be able to open the socket, or when you ask for the internet address, you may not be able to get the address. If all this kind of exception occurs, who is going to take care of that? So it is telling you now that say you have to handle all these unexpected situations. So when you try to open a socket, socket does not open. When you try to ask for an address, you don't get the address. When you want to create a packet, the packet itself won't come. Who is going to handle this thing? Now I don't know how to handle this thing. So what I'm going to do is, like a good person, I will tell that all these problems is not my headache. Let Windows take care of that. I am not going to take care of it. If you are running it on a Linux, let Linux take care later. Why then operating systems are there? Let it handle it. So how do I say that? So if at all you get any exception, just throw it to, don't give it to me, just throw it to operating system. Let it do whatever it wants. So this is what I'm going to write. So I have this public static void main, and I'm going to say that if at all you get any exception, then throw these all exceptions to this. Now this exception, you know very well, is the mother of all the exceptions. So whether you get a socket error or any other type of error, this will send all the exception to the operating system. Now, let me just show you, just for the sake of explanation. See, when you try to open a socket, you're going to get is a socket exception. This is one exception. And when you try to open internet exception, you may get unknown host exception, and so on and so forth. So you may get different types of exception. I will not even bother to know which are the exceptions which are there on earth. So I'm going to say that if at all any exception comes, this is any exception. Any variety of exception you get it, just give it to operating system. And if you give any exception to operating system, what operating system will do? Okay, so operating system is intelligent, and it says that you are throwing your problems, so you are giving it to me. What I am going to do is I will terminate it. So whenever there is an exception and you throw an exception, what operating system, the only thing operating system will do is it will simply terminate your program at all. You simply terminate the program and say that now the problem is solved. Your program is not running, and definitely when it is not running, it won't create any problem to me as well as to you. So the problem is solved. So when there is an exception, you throw it to operating system will simply terminate your program without saying anything. Okay, so this is the general thing that is done, and that's the only thing you can do it. What else you can do? Can you handle that thing? The socket, the server, you are not getting the host means what you can do. Okay, so assuming that everything will go fine, I'm going to do this thing. Okay, so let me create a packet here. So let me start with the packet, and I'm going to create a new packet now. Remember, I want to send something, so I will open a new packet. There are a lot of overrides are there. I'm going to use this last override, okay, with a lot of things. So let's go with the lot of things. So I'm going to go here. The first thing it is going to say is what is the data that you want to send it. You already have this data bytes, you know that, and it's going to say, okay, the array may be very large. What is the starting location? What is the ending location? That means what is the size of the data that you want to send it, where do you want to send it, and which port you want to send it. So these are the things that you are supposed to do it. Let me press enter. The first one, it knows that you want to send this data, that is a hello server converted into bytes, starting from 0 till the length of it. So you want to send this, this is an array. So this is an array, then whether it is a byte, int, or whatever it is, this is just an array there. So you have this array here. If you find the length of the array, you know what is the meaning of saying length of the array. So I'm going to go to this data here. Remember, this is the one, this is the array. So I'm going to go to this data, and I'm going to ask it to give me what is the length of it. That many I'm going to send it. So I will send the length of the array. And the NetBeans is intelligent enough. The next option that it is going to say is you want to send it to the local host. I know that thing, but I don't know the port address. Now, what is this port address? If you go to this KSRTC bus stand, or if you go to the railway station, the trains will come at a different platform. So you know that platform to Bangalore to Madras is there. The train for Bangalore to Madras is there in platform number 2, platform number 3, and so on and so forth. So this is where the things will come. So you can the train will be there at this platform. You put the packet into this train, and it will carry. Similarly, train will come at this platform. You take your packet from this. So this is like a platform number. Similarly, server is there. So for this server, lot of assume that lot of platforms are there. You have to specify which platform the packets will come. Okay, this is 2 to the power 32. You can have so many platforms. So like unlike your railway station, where the platforms are countable number of platforms are there. Whereas when we talk about your machine, it is 2 to the power 32 number of platforms can be there. It's a very large number of platforms are there. So we will use any platform. I am going to use say 9876, one number. You can use any other number. Remember, don't use a small number there, because some ports are reserved. Okay. So If you go to KSRTC bus and other things, there will be some location which is reserved where passengers don't enter. They are reserved for some reason. The same thing, the lower number ports are reserved for a lot of things. So don't use them because you may conflict with the operating system altogether. So this is the datagram packet. Now what you have done is you created a packet. It's like you want to send a parcel. You created a your email or your mail letter, okay, and you have put the address where it has to be sent, okay, and who is going to receive it. So for example, if you are sending a letter to this college, so you will say that the college name is there. If you simply send put a college name, who will receive that? Inside that you will write to principal. So that means it will go to the college, your college, whichever college you are saying. To principal means principal will, to computer science department, then computer science department will come. So this is the extra thing, two part here. So the first part, to principal, to computer science department, to HOD, to someone, to is that. Then the general address where it has to be taken. Okay, so that part. And you have also put the packet inside it. Now it is the time to send it to the other side of the world. How can I send it? I told you that to send and receive, I will use the socket right at the beginning. So I will go to the socket. SOC is my socket name, and I will send it. Okay, you send this datagram packet. Then it means I press the control space and press enter. Remember, I have not typed it. You might have noticed that. I press control space and press enter. So let the NetBeans do the needful thing for me. And why I'm doing it is these are case sensitive. So you must type D in capital, P in capital. If you forget it, you will get the syntax errors. So I'm avoiding that. Now, once it is done, I will tell something to the user. In my program, I must know that whether it is sent or not. So I'm going to just use yes out, type yes out, and press tab. So that means we'll do the system.out or something. Okay, then I'm going to say I have sent this packet, which is this packet, the message. So hello server message is sent. After that, I'm going to close my socket. I will not keep it open. I will just close it. So I open the socket. So it is like from the client side, I open the socket. I send this, and then I'm going to close it. So this is that. So this is the client side story. What about the server now? What the server will do? Server has to listen for you and then use it. So let's go to the server side. I'm going to click on the project. If the project is not visible, go to window and then the project. Let me click on this package where I'm supposed to create my classes there. This new client is there. I'm going to put this server there only. So I'm going to say new Java class. Again, if the class is not visible, click on here and open the new, click on here and then Java and Java class. It is one and the same, whether you do it from here or there, you're going to come to the same location. And then I'm going to, as I've told you, I will call it as U server because it is a server. Last time U client was there, and now I am saying that it is use server because it is a server application that I'm going to create. And again, these are annoying, so I'm going to just remove them. In real life, you may have to write the something there, but as of now, for the examination, they are all not required. Let me create static void main method because I have run this server. So I'm going to say public static void main and press tab, and that means it's kind enough to write that public static void main to me. What is the server has to do? The client story you know very well. You client, you open the socket. At the server also you must have the socket open. If the server has to receive it, it has to open a socket. The server will open the socket, and you know very well server has large number of platforms. So like how you have platforms in the railway station. So server must open the socket at that particular platform. Otherwise, you will send it to one platform. The train will come at one platform, and you will be standing at some other platform. You will not be able to catch the train, and you will miss the train then altogether. So the server will open the socket at the same location that is given by the client, so that the communication takes place. So what is the Port address I gave here is 9876. I'm going to open it at the same location. So I'm going to say datagram, okay, data G and control space. I want the socket. Remember, first thing I want is the socket. I will say SOC is equal to new and control space again, datagram socket. But this time I will, where is it gone? This time I press control space here, and then this time I'm going to specify the port number. Now, in order to be 100% sure, I will select this. So I will go to my client here, select this, control C, and come here and control V. Again, needless to say that if you by mistake closed this one, go to this project, double click on that particular file, and it will open. So this is obvious one, and as usual, you know very well, the Java won't allow you to continue without handling the exception, and you notice that it just says that you will get a socket exception and so on. As usual in the previous case, if I get an exception, I will just throw it to the operating system. I'm going to say throws all the exception. So any exception, it will throw it to the operating system. My work is finished with that. You have to receive what you are going to, what the client was sending. You know very well in this socket what the client was sending. It was sending a bytes. It was sending a byte, and we need to receive that bytes, is it not? So how do we receive that byte? I'm going to create a byte array. Okay, and I will call it as a data. And I really don't know what is the size of it. So I'm going to just assume that it is going to send 1 KB of byte. So 1024, I'm going to use 1024. So that much 1 KB of data I'm going to receive at a time. Okay, then what is the next thing? You are supposed to get the packet, is it not? So let's create a datagram packet. To hold that packet, you need one datagram packet. So I'm going to say datagram packet. Okay, you have to write this whole story because this time NetBeans will not help you. Okay, and let me give the name of it as packet is equal to, okay, new datagram packet. So I'm going to create a new datagram packet. It's going to tell you what is the datagram packet and what is its length. If you just press enter, NetBeans will say that okay, the datagram packet will contain that byte, the space for that much of bytes. So the packet will have a space so that you can put some data inside it. What is the size of it? The size of it is the size of this array. How do I get the size of the array? I will go to the data packet and I will ask you what is the length of it. Okay, so that is it. You know very well, whenever you have an array, if you want to get to the size of the array, you just call the length of the array. And I'm going to use the yes out statement that the server will be now patiently waiting for the message. So I'm going to say server is waiting for the packet from the client. So server will wait for the packet and server will receive the packet. How do you receive it? You know very well, you have opened the socket at the client, the server side. Server has opened the socket here, so from which the data will come. So it will go to the socket and it will receive the packet. So I will go to the socket and I'm going to say receive the packet. So it is like, you know, in an office, if you have to send something, some office boy will be there. The boss will send the office boy, go to the railway station. In the platform number, you will get something, get the packet and come here. So that is what he is doing. So we are sending somebody to pick the packet. And once the packet is come, we will decode that packet. Remember, you had typed hello server here and you converted it into bytes. So let us redo what was done on the other side. We will convert that bytes into the message. So I'm going to say the string message is equal to new string. I will create a new string from this bytes data that you got it. So I'm going to say I will create a new string from where? I will create a new string from the bytes. Okay, and if you say that you're going to do it from the byte, where is this the byte? Byte is there inside this packet. So let's go to this packet. Okay. So I'm going to go to this packet, and with I say if you are receiving a packet, you will open this packet and get the data from this packet. So, whenever you receive a parcel from Flipkart or Amazon, it will be wrapped in a packet. You open the packet and get your item. So you get the item from the packet. Okay, that is not enough. You have to say what is the length of the packet. So I'm going to say packet dot length. Okay, packet dot get length. So this is the offset. You know what is the offset? Where it is going to start, starting at the 0 and ending at the length. These much data has to be taken, starting at the 0, ending at the length. From here to here, the data will be there. So you collect the data from here to here. So that is what is being told here. Done. Okay, I got the data now. I got my message. Let me print that message. I'm going to type yes out and press tab, and I'm going to say received this message, received. Okay, then I'm going to just type message. This is the message that I got it. Okay, then I got the message. What will I do with the socket? I'm going to just close the socket. I'm going to say socket.close because it is all over. So this is what the server will do. Server will receive the packet, unwrap it, unwrap the packet, get the data out of that packet, and then show it to the customer or to us. In other words, I'm going to click on this save here. Everything is saved. Right click on this server and then run the file. Can I click on any empty location here? Write it. Right click and then click on run this file. So this is going to run. Server will run. You notice that the server is running and it is waiting for the. You notice that waiting for the packet. Server is waiting for the packet. Now let us go to the client now. Server is waiting, waiting. And let us go to the client and let us run this client. I'm going to right click and I'm going to run this file, and the client will start. And finally, the client will say that I have already sent the message to the server. Well and good. So where is the server? If you carefully look here, there are two pieces are there. This is the server, U server. This is the U client. You are there at the client side. Let us go to the server side. So I'm going to click on the server here. So if you look at the server was waiting last time. Now the server says, okay, I received a hello server from the client side. The client was sending hello server and the server has received hello from the client side. That's what you are supposed to do it in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the other exercise. Thank you.